Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS 2 News at 11 p.m.
The rain is finally moving out tonight after days and days of rain across the Southland. And even though we're starting to dry out, problems persist. The worst is over after wet weather blanketed the Southland for 4 days.
From slick roads, dangerous debris, and flooding, it has certainly been an intense week. We have team coverage of the issues lingering from that storm.
But let's get right to CBS 2 meteorologist Evelyn Taft for a look at what's happening right now.
Pat, Jeff, as we get a look at that radar right now, you will see a lot of the rain pushing out of our forecast. It's going to continue to move to the east over the next few days, wreaking havoc across the country. Here at home, though, we're going to be a whole lot drier. We've got rain to our south, rain to our east, and here at home, we are mostly dry at the moment, but we're not in the clear yet. We still do have high surf and wind heading our way as well. Right now, we're just looking at a little bit of cloud cover, and as we get a look at the rest of radar, really nothing to speak of as far as rainfall is concerned. We're not completely in the clear, though. We could get maybe a few drops as we head into the overnight hours through tomorrow, a few leftovers. And after that, we've got wind to contend with and high surf to contend with. I'm going to have your full forecast coming up in just a little bit. Jeff.
Evelyn, thanks. In Echo Park, a hillside gave way, destroying a building and burying cars under mud. CBS 2's Rachel Kim is live in front of that muddy mess in Echo Park. Rachel?
Yeah, Jeff, behind me, you can see the wall that basically came crumbling down, sending chunks of concrete and a whole lot of dirt onto the street below and the parked cars here. You can see over there a big piece of that concrete basically wedged in the front window of this Honda Accord. Now, this Honda Accord wasn't the only car that fell victim to this collapse.
I woke up this morning at maybe 6 and then just heard I thought a bomb went off.
What Jason Gudaz actually heard was this retaining wall coming down onto his car and the one parked in front of his in Echo Park. Chunks of concrete and dirt flattening and crushing his green Subaru and this burgundy Honda.
Kind of a whole mass of earth and bricks and all these things just came down and just leaned up on my car and did so in such a way with so much force.
Jason believes the constant rain caused this hillside and 100-year-old wall to come down. His car was a total loss and was eventually towed, but the Honda still sits under a heavy mess.
Because whoever was in front of me, she comes out the door, she takes one look at the car and then she's just goes back to bed, she couldn't handle it.
Earlier in the day, the ground gave way under this house in the Hollywood Hills, sending mud and debris into the neighbor's yard. Across the street, parts of this pool were broken away because the ground had shifted under it, so it had to be drained to reduce the weight on an unstable hillside. Down below in Nichols Canyon, homes directly in the path had to be evacuated. Residents on edge.
I'm scared, I'm afraid everything's going to go down.
In La Cañada Flintridge, the rain saturated this hillside behind a home and brought down a retaining wall. Fortunately, no injuries reported here. Back in Echo Park, the house where the retaining wall crumbled was red tagged. Despite what happened, Jason seems to have a pretty good attitude.
The car's still a loss, but I don't know, insurance covers it. We'll figure it out. It's life, It is what it is.
The gas here at this house has been shut off, and as you can see here, it's also been red tagged. Fortunately, we are happy to report that despite all of this mess, no one was injured. Reporting live tonight in Echo Park, Rachel Kim, CBS 2 News.
Thanks, Rachel. Rockslide dangers in Malibu. The sheriff's department says a woman is in critical condition tonight. She was struck by a boulder on Rambla Pacifico Street while hiking with a group.
And she said, well, I'm okay, but someone's injured. And I looked on the side of the road, and there's a woman just lying there. I couldn't really take it in.
The Malibu School District plans to reopen schools tomorrow, but one factor that could change that decision tomorrow morning would be access to and from the schools.
Well, now that the rain is gone, a big sigh of relief in the Holy Fire burn area. Most homeowners escaped without any major damage. CBS 2's Nicole Comstock is live in Lake Elsinore with more. Nicole?
Pat, during the heaviest rain out here today, a lot of water and a lot of debris came right down the hillside and straight toward this home. You can see how much mud is still left out here tonight, but thankfully this time around they had the K-rails and the sandbags in place. Sandbags covered in mud, several inches of sediment caked in the street. The second time this home on Nottingham Way has been splattered with storm water that rolled downhill from the Holy Fire burn scar.
So you must have had a lot of anxiety watching this storm come through. Yes. Yes. I thought, not again, just please stop.
A heavy round of steady rain Thursday put Elaine Swick directly in the line of fire again. Only this time her K-rails and sandbags kept the bulk of it outside where it belonged.
Thank goodness it didn't come into the house.
This was the mess that mud made in her living room back in December, damaging her cabinets, floors, and walls.
We're supposed to move out tomorrow.
She's still anxiously waiting on the repair work from that round of rain.
When I get the house fixed and come back home, then it'll be fine.
Maybe the county will step in and do some work, you know.
Steve Yanta went to work with a shovel, clearing a path in the mud so the roaring water would rush around these houses.
Those flood control people, they're out there 24 hours clearing, making sure all that debris is removed.
We saw cranes moving K-rails and crews clearing debris from a washed out Bosley Lane in Corona.
Water and mud flow going.
As well as CAL FIRE crews monitoring the raging water eroding the banks of the creek in Glen Eden.
This is just a series of storms that will continue through the winter. We don't want anybody to let their guard down just because, again, we survived.
And those mandatory evacuation orders out here have since been downgraded to just voluntary evacuation warnings. For now, reporting live in Lake Elsinore, Nicole Comstock, CBS 2 News.
Thanks, Nicole. Well, now is a good time to download the CBS 2 weather app so you can get the up-to-the-minute forecast. The app is free to download on Apple and Android devices. And there's even more information at cbsla.com/weather. On-demand weather briefs, updated videos from our weather team all day long.
Tonight, the LA Teachers Union and the district went back to the bargaining table. Now, there's still no contract deal, which means teachers are still going to be back on the picket lines for a fifth day tomorrow. CBS 2's Tom Wade is live at City Hall with an update on the negotiations. Tom?
And Jeff, we just reached out to the teachers union a short time ago. We asked them if they were still at City Hall right now. They said yes. So negotiations, we believe, are still happening. The question is how far they are apart.
In terms of how close we are, I would not frame it as us being close to each other.
The LA Teachers Union president pours cold water on hopes for a rapid resolution to the strike, which now heads into its fifth day.
What I would frame is that we are absolutely committed to being in bargaining for as long as it takes.
Talks to end the strike and come up with a deal restarted at noon today at City Hall, the first time the two sides have come together since last Friday. Members of the mayor's office are now inside the negotiating session. It's not clear what role they're playing. For a second night, allies of the teachers union held rallies outside the homes of top district officials. Tonight they went to the home of Superintendent Austin Buettner.
We want community schools, which means that we have nurses, librarians, counselors.
The district superintendent has maintained they've made their best offer to the union to meet their demands for smaller classes, more counselors, nurses, and better pay. We also reached out to the district tonight for comments on negotiations. They said they are not commenting at this point. They did tell us about attendance numbers today across the district. They said only about 84,000 students showed up for class. There are 600,000 students in the LAUSD. Reporting live downtown, I'm Tom Waite, CBS 2 News.
Thanks, Tom. The government shutdown, or showdown, is getting even nastier between President Trump and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. As angry federal employees voice their frustration, the president is trading political punches with the California lawmaker. Today, the president blocked the use of military aircraft for Pelosi's planned congressional trip to Afghanistan. The president made it clear it was payback for Pelosi's request the day before to delay the State of the Union address due to the shutdown.
While many Democrats in the House and Senate would like to make a deal, Speaker Pelosi will not let them negotiate.
The president says the only way to do it is with a wall. That's a debate that we have, but it was no debate that we all agree that protecting our border is a responsibility we have.
Democrats call the Trump move petty. Republicans are urging Democrats to negotiate.
Tonight, BuzzFeed is reporting President Donald Trump directed his longtime attorney, Michael Cohen, to lie to Congress about a plan to build a Trump Tower in Moscow. BuzzFeed says Mr. Trump sent Cohen to Russia during the presidential campaign to meet with President Putin and, quote, jumpstart the negotiations. According to the report, Mr. Trump and his children, Donald Jr. and Ivanka, received regular updates from Cohen about those meetings, despite his denials. The online news outlet cites 2 federal law enforcement officials involved in the investigation.
Feeling the pinch of the government shutdown here at home.
I'm Sarah Donchi, live at Burbank Airport with more on the lifeline being offered to furloughed TSA workers in California during this government shutdown.
Plus, today marked the 25th anniversary of the Northridge earthquake. But are Southern California homeowners really any safer this many years later?
And side by side with the largest great white shark ever recorded. See the breathtaking and, for some, heart-stopping images of the rare encounter.
And here's a look at the guests tonight on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.